Will this game live up to expectations from fans?
I don't know. I hope that people aren't overhyping it. That was the great thing about Fallout and Arcanum. We had zero expectations when we made Fallout. No one is like, what's that? No one had any, they didn't know who we were. They didn't know who the team was.
Didn't know it was being made.
Didn't know it was being made. I'm very confident that people who like our kind of games and are interested in, that style of game will really enjoy it. My concern with some of the hype is that nothing we could make, even if we had $100 million, would live up to what people are imagining. You can never compete with people's imaginations because that's unlimited budget right there.
People are watching the trailer and drawing conclusions that aren't necessarily right, and then going, "Nah, I know this game's going to have this, and I can't wait." Well, we're not really going to have that. We didn't say we'd have that.
Can you get specific on the stuff you see?
People think it's more of a open sandbox of a game, like, oh, they're going to be able to go anywhere on any of the planets. Right. No. Some people have talked about being spanning star systems, and I'm like, no. Of course, there all kind of speculation on how long it will be, but people are speculating like hundreds of hours of gameplay, and no.
What is the right way to look at that?
Well, we've talked about that a lot, and it's hard for us to come up with the hour limit of the game because it depends on how you play it.
The beginning area, we've had people play through it in 45 minutes to an hour, and some people take 3 to 4 hours to get through it. It's probably roughly comparable to maybe like a KOTOR 2 type size game, maybe a little bit smaller than that.
Some people are going to want to vacuum up everything in every level and not leave until every side quest is finished and every task is done and every faction quest is done, and other people are just going to want to play the main story.
Yeah, and stealthing a lot obviously adds time because you have to be very patient and watch patrol routes and things like that.
The stealth path is usually slower than the combat path, which is sometimes slower than the dialogue path.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to, not knowing anything, assume I'm going to be finishing this game within 15 to 40 hours. Is that a reasonable frame of reference for this thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
No one's going to call it the hour worlds that will never come up.
No, I hope not.
No.
Before we get into the whole speed run thing, after people have played it a couple times.
Although we do think because it's so replayable, people will replay it multiple times because they want to see how other things would have worked out that they didn't choose. There are several choice points in the game where you're like, I wonder what would happen if I did this instead.
We're having to be very specific about here's where we want to put our effort. And where we've decided to put our effort in this game is into the reactivity and the replayability. Because of our size and budget, those necessitate a smaller, more tightly controlled game than like a giant sandbox open world where you can run everywhere and do everything. It's important for me that people understand what the game is and what it's supposed to be and decide whether they want to play it based on that. If people know exactly what it is and they buy it and they don't enjoy it, then that's partially our fault and maybe they were looking for something different. But as long as they go into it knowing what they're buying, I would hate for somebody to buy our game thinking it's something else and be disappointed on that front. Of course, the other side of they do know what it is and they're disappointed, that would be horrible as well. But that's on us. That's us. We need to do our job correctly. So, yeah, we just want people to understand what it is and hopefully want to play it for what it is.
I think people do this for every game. So this isn't new, that people hear about a game and they start speculating what it's going to be. When I read comments, I'm like, that's not our game. I just get a little worried that they're hoping we're going to produce something we're not. I mean, at the heart, it's going to be a reactive RPG. It's not a space simulator. It's not a space shoot 'em up. They should just look at it for what it is, an awesome game they want to play.
Exactly.